savings are deposited, those savings are given as a loans to the members of the entity. Thrift is the right word, we have to recollect by writing the answer. Admitted. Next one, guys. Foreign company. Anyone, boys? Only contribution this side. Foreign company, easier. Yes, my dear. Okay. Super. Next one, guys. Last question for the day. Listed company. Listed company. According to Companies Amendment Act 2020, some changes are there. Public company, private company, and again a public company which is registered outside India but not in India. 3 points I want. Anyone ready? If you're ready, I will answer. Otherwise, I will go for next point. Tomorrow I will ask. What is there? There is a tomorrow always. What is a Harika? No, tomorrow. Tomorrow never dies. Chalo yaar. Some 2-3 definitions are there. Still we have to complete. Then today we'll start incorporation of a company. See on the screen. Who is the director of a company? Any person who is on the board of directors of a company is nothing but a director. We have separate chapter later, we will discuss. Directors management topic is there, that time I will elaborate. Who can be director, qualification, disqualification, various appointments, removal of director, remuneration, rights, duties, liabilities, we will discuss in detail. Time being, just to see the meaning of a director. Director means a director appointed to the board of a company. Right? Private company 2 director, public company 3 director, minimum, maximum 15 directors are there. If I nominate Sindhu as a director in a company, since she is nominated as a director on the board of a company, she is called as director. For to become a director, there is no educational qualification. Remember, articles of the company may specify what are the qualifications required. Otherwise, no educational qualification. Any person who is competent to enter into contract can become the director of a company. Now, guys, the next one is MD. Managing director. Managing director is one who is appointed by shareholders, board of directors, central government, or as per agreement with the substantial power and authority. Remember, absolute authority, absolute responsibility lies in the hands of one person is called managing. Managing director is one who is appointed with substantial power, ultimate authority. Without him, without his consent, nothing will happen in this entity. He is called as managing director. And how the MD is going to be appointed? And first of all, what is the need of MD? And directors are there. Private company 2 director, public company 3 director, maximum 15 directors are there. When directors are there, what is the need of managing director? Again, because board meeting, as we know per annum, how many meetings we have to conduct? Only 4 board of directors meetings I have to conduct. Board meeting 4. In between the 2 board meeting, what is the gap required? Allowed 120 days. Then who is available for day-to-day affairs of entity? There should be one person. That person is managing. Managing director is one who is appointed by shareholder, appointed by board of director, or appointed according to agreement or central government. What does it mean? This is the shareholders meeting. First we elect the board of director. Later we elect one among them as a managing director. That's the first method of appointment. We selected the directors first and appointed them. Then we only pass one resolution. so and so person is MD. Over. Or we elected the board of director. The board of directors call for first board meeting. In that board meeting, they will elect one among them as managing. Like we elect the MPs. MPs call for meeting. They elect one among them as Prime Minister of this country. We elect the MLAs. MLAs call for the meeting. In that meeting, they will elect one among them as Minister. Here also, as a shareholder, we are electing the first directors. Directors call the first board meeting. In that meeting, they will elect one among them as managing. Fine. Third one, agreement or central government. In case if you fail to appoint, you can ask the government of India appoint managing. Every public company having a paid up capital of 5 crores or more, appointment of MD is mandatory. You have to appoint an MD. So his absolute authority lies in his hand. What is the substantial power? Issuing the check, drawing, endorsing the check, not absolute power. Drawing, endorsing, accepting any negotiable instrument, not a absolute authority. Transfer of the share, transmission of the shares approved. For that, allotment committee is there, share transfer committee is there. What is the need of managing director? If you are performing the routine activity, you are not MD. Accepting the checks, issuing the checks, accepting the negotiable instrument, issue of negotiable instrument, signing the share transfer certificate, you are not a managing director, man. Any person can do. Then who is an MD? Absolute authority for a policy making. Organization's vision, mission, policy, procedures to be followed will be defined by managing. He got an absolute authority. His word is the final. Earlier, SEBI said CMD, Chairman cum Managing Director. SEBI come with a proposal that one person cannot be both Chairman as well as Managing Director. Two different persons you have to appoint. Corporate world objected. Finally, SEBI has withdrawn that petition. The clause was diluted. Today again, one person can be chairman as well as managing director. Couple of years there was a dilemma because SEBI gave the guideline. One person cannot be both. Chairman should be different from managing director. And finally, corporate lobby was successful, and policymakers always has to listen to the government. Then they have withdrawn that provision. They said, go ahead, one person can be chairman as well as managing. Right? Managing director of a company. See the meaning there. Managing director, a director to whom by virtue of the office. First of all, can I appoint a person directly as a MD? Answer is no. First I will appoint you as a MD. Later I will elect you as a director. First you become the director. Then only you can become the managing director of a company. But in the democratic setup, we have one rule, and whether you are MP, MLA, immaterial, first you can become the minister or a prime minister or whatever. Within the 6 months, you can get elected. That is not there for MDship. First to become director, then you can appoint as a managing director of the entity. That's why only a director who is by virtue of articles of association, articles may nominate agreement. Articles may nominate who is the managing director. Otherwise, agreement with the company. Otherwise, the resolution passed at general meeting, shareholders, or by the board of director with the substantial powers with the management of affairs of the entity, and includes director occupying the position of the director by whatever name they called. Means WTD, whole time director, also called as managing director only, who is available for day-to-day affairs of the entity. For the purpose of this one, they gave the class. These are the points what I said. For the purpose of this class, the power to administrative acts routine nature so authorized by board of directors as the power that is fixing the common seal of the company. Of course, common seal is not compulsory today. To draw and endorse the any kind of the accounts of the company or banks or checks, whatever, and checks of a company, to draw and endorse the negotiable instrument, to sign the share certificates, and for a direct registration of the transfer of the share. This is a routine activity, shall not be included within the substantial powers of the manager. Remember, substantial means policy making. Or the administrative routine activity, even employee of a company also can do all these works. Now guys, WTD, whole-time director of the company, KMP. This is very, very important, friends. Please remember. Repeatedly we come across this definition, and you may expect an examination also. KMP, key managerial persons. Who is the key managerial person? CFO, managing director, manager. And CS, company secretary, whole-time director, chief financial officer, and such officer not more than below the one level below the directors, and who is the whole-time employment designated as a KMP by the board of director and such other persons. If you do remember company hierarchy channel, we can see shareholder, then board of director, then CMD, then CEO, then you have a CFO, then COO. These hierarchy levels are there. First, see this word, not more than one level below the director. Below the director, so who is there? Board of director. Board of directors below, only CMD. Only CMD can be treated as a here, one more person. Otherwise, at par with him, if any person is appointed, there is the one person called manager. Here, see the first one. Manager and MD. No company can appoint manager and MD at the same time. Company has to choose between either managing director or manager. Here manager means I am not addressing about a production manager, marketing manager, finance manager. I am not speaking. This manager is at par with the MD. A manager need not be director of a company. Any person can be appointed as a manager. But a manager is not appointed with substantial power. Powers are with board of director, and manager is only executory authority. The decisions taken by the board, he will implement. That's why he is also called as at par with the MD. Now, what is the difference between the MD and manager? MD must be director of a company. Manager need not be director of a company. MD always appointed with the substantial power. Manager may not have substantial power. Usually no substantial power. If I remove the MD from office, you are managing director, you are removed from MD-ship, but you continue as a director. Because first I am a director, then only MD, na? You are removing me from MD-ship, but I will continue as a director. If I remove you from the managership, you have no place. You have to vacate the company. So MD and manager both were not one and the same. But position wise, both are at par, equal. That's why no company can appoint MD and manager at the same time. You decide whom do you want, MD or manager. That person also called as a KMP. And finally, such other person as may be prescribed. Means authorization was given. KMP, important. CEO, managing director, manager, CS, whole-time director, and CFO, and any person not more than one level below the director's position, such as any other person. Now guys, officer. Officer includes what? Any director, manager, KMP, or any person accordance with whose directions or instructions board of directors or one or more of the directors are accustomed to act. What does that mean? Instructional company. Yours is X company, mine is Y company. In our company, I invested 30% stake. 30% of your company paid up capital on my name. My company usually called associate company because 20% and more. So I have a 30% voting rights. So before you take any decision as a board of director of X company, you consult the Y company. Now Y company is also called as officer. According to directions or instructions given by Y company, the X company directors are working. The board of directors of X company are accustomed to act as per the directions given by the Y company. Are you sensing? Y company can't think on behalf of Y company, one person is giving a directions and all. That person is called as office. What is importance of this definition means, if anything goes wrong in a company, who is the punishable? Officer who is in default. He got a punishment under the company law. It may be a imprisonment, it may be a monetary punishment. So fine can be imposed, penalties are there. On whom? Officer who is in default. Directors of a company are accustomed to act as per the directions given by one person. Some of us got some blind belief over some people. I don't know how many of you noticed that. One person said means blindly people will do. No cross verification also. Noticed? So we are acting according to directions given by him. We'll explain this point. The promoters chapter I will elaborate much more. 1-2 examples I will tell. Now officer who is in default. This is the word almost each and every section you come across it. Because penal provisions are there. When penalty is there, this point will come. Officer who is in default. Remember abbreviation. Officer who is in default. You need not write the full form always. Use the one abbreviation because repeatedly this point will come. Officer who is in default is punishable. Say here, officer who is in default for the purpose of any provision in the act which enacted that officer of the company who is in default shall be liable for a penalty or a punishment by way of imprisonment or a fine or otherwise means the following person. Who is a punishable? Company punishable as well as officer who is in default. Who is officer in default? WTD, KMP, specified director or all the director. For example, board of director, 15 directors are there. That they are stated, you are in charge, Jyoti, and you are going to be the specified director. Nothing is given, all the directors. Charged person, nothing but authorization can be given. One person cannot do all the activities. You are a managing director of a company. Can you look after all the activity? No. You appoint a production manager, marketing manager, finance manager, HR manager. Authorization was given. Means you delegated your authority. Now who is responsible? They are responsible. They were officer who is in default. And other one is instructional control. Just now I told you, Y company made a 30% stake. They are giving the directions according to their directions. So our directors were acted. That instructional company also punishable one. Then aware of the fact but no action. I know that myself is the CMD and you are the executive director. I know that you are acting beyond our authority, beyond our power. Ultra virus the transaction. I know this is invalid. I should have stopped you. Rather, simply I was quiet. Means I am encouraging the certain thing which ought should not happen, going to happen there. Thereby remember, I know that you are acting without authority. I should have cautioned you, sent a memo, stopped you, but I haven't responded on that. No action also equal to supporting the illegal activity. Then I am also guilty, I am also punishable there. And merchant bankers. In the case of a public issue point of view, merchant banker plays an important role, prospectus side. Then merchant banker knows the facts, They are also called as officer who is in default. So officer who is in default means WTD, KMP, all the directors of a company, charger person. Charger person means given the directions. Generally, we will appoint people, give the delegation of authority. You are in charge for so and so activity. If anything goes wrong, you only liable, but not MD. Not a oral instruction. It should be a written instructions are necessary. And of course, other one is instructional control, aware of the facts, but no action was taken, merchant bankers. That's also. Now I am going to start the incorporation process of a company. Now onwards, the original concepts we are going to start. So far introduction we have done, definition of a company, characteristics of a company, and the various important definitions and types of companies almost we have done. Now guys, in the incorporation process of a company, there are three different steps are there. First one is promoter. Second one is incorporation, that is registration. Third one is you have applied for the SIN number as well as the certificate of the commencement of the business as such. First promoter, listen carefully. First time in the Companies Act 2013, they gave the meaning of a promoter. Previously there was no much clarifications on this. Who is the promoter? A company issued a prospectus. Listen carefully. A company issued a prospectus. In the prospectus, one of the column or provision is promoter's details. We have to fill. In the promoter's details, your name is there. In the prospectus, under the promoter's column, your name is there. You are called as promoter. Or every company, once annual general meeting is completed, within the 60 days, annual returns has to file with ROC, Register of Companies. Under section 92, annual returns we have to prepare. In the annual returns also one column is there, promoters details. There your name reflects, you are called as promoter. Then who is the promoter means the two issues. One, whose name reflects in the prospectus or whose name identified in the annual returns, they are called as promoters. And the second one, verify, controls the affairs of entity. Who is the person who has the control over the affairs of company, either directly or indirectly, whether as a shareholder, director or otherwise. I have a control over the affair. What is it? 90% of the paid up capital on my name. Because my idea, my company, promoter. Majority means 51% paid up capital, promoter. So myself 51% means I become the director of a company, promoter come director as well as shareholder. Since I have a major stake on my name, myself is called as promoter. And third one is verify. This is the instructional control. Just know what we discussed. Let me explain like this to understand this point. Instructional control point of view, remember, except professional advice as the CA, as the CMA, as the CS, they give some advices to board of director. Whatever advice given by the professional, board of directors meticulously follow. Does not mean they are, is understood. A professional advice from the CA, CMA or a CS or advocate as a director, we take some advice from them. Whatever the advice or suggestions given by them, instructions given by them, directors will follow. Does not mean they become the promoters of a company. Then who is the promoter? And he is not a director. He is not a shareholder. But still, board of directors will look at a person. Whatever he said, directors will. Best example to understand, I refer, of course, understanding purpose, my dear. Don't take my example otherwise. Manmohan Singh, UPA government. When Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister, who ruled our country? Only Manmohan Singh or Sonia Gandhi? Manmohan Singh walking style, if anybody remember, looks like a puppet in the hands of someone. I don't feel that he is walking freely, isn't it? Such a wonderful personality and great philosopher, great economist. We got high regards for the Manmohan Singh. Trust me. I salute for the Prime Minister, late Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao and Manmohan Singh. 1991 liberalization policy, never forget it. Because of the P.V. Narasimha Rao, Manmohan Singh only, today India is like this. Contribution made by somebody we should not ignore. They were not worked for the sake of the name and fame from someone. They don't want any advertisement or publicity, yoga, nothing they have done. They have done silently for the sake of a nation. Economic reforms introduced. Today we are enjoying the benefits out of that. I am not supporting anyone because something good was happened, I must say salute for them. But Manmohan Singh got a highest regard as a finance minister. As a finance minister, when he became the prime minister, we got a lot of expectations on him. We thought he will do miracle, but he failed. Not one term, 2 terms he got opportunity to become the prime minister of this country. What was the contribution means? We have to look here and there. What he did means we don't have answer. Because he doesn't have a freedom to take any decision, man. He want to take a decision means every time looking at 13 political parties. And Sonia Gandhi, can I do this? Whatever instructions they are giving, he is acting. Otherwise, you are no more prime minister. And he was acting as per the instructions given by someone. Instructional control. Only for understanding purpose, I am taking this advice now. Today also say BJP work according to the directions given by RSS. How far true? I don't know. People make a statement outside. Hindu Vishwa Parishad, they give some instructions, so these people will implement and all. Instructional understanding purpose, I am giving all this. Hello. No personals. Huh? People are their hardcore fans. That's why I'm saying all this. Right? Instructional control. Some of us got a blind belief over some people, and your mom or a dad or a grandfather, grandmother or a pandit, we believe certain things. Na? This pandit said something happened. Another thing said happened. Third time said happened. We become the great devotees. Fourth time failure. Fifth time failure. 10th time failure. Even failure comes also believe that idiot. Sorry. I'm sorry. I don't believe this. I don't believe in luck. I believe in EFFORT. You sweat, man. Study. Where is the shortcut for success? Study only. No luck and nothing. Don't believe. If anybody say come to temple, you will pass exam. If that's the case, why people come to classes, they go to temple only, na? Don't be under the wrong trap, and please don't take advice that, hey, my pandit said next 7 years, Cinema Mahadrasa is going on, it seems nothing will happen to me. Means 7 years, the shield you have protected. What nonsense. And you can change our life, man. Do. Come on, sit in reading room 24/7, 10 hours sleep, 14 hours study. See, who will fail exam and tell me? Should have gut feeling here. First believe yourself. Or people say that I go to temple, I go to church, I will go to masjid, I will pass exam. Shameless fellow. Sit at home and study, will pass exam. Don't have to have 6 months self-arrest, mobiles throw into dustbin. Disconnect yourself for the social media. You want something means something should happen. Both won't happen parallelly, and remember. One hand I want to annual movie I want to see, other hand I want to study. 3.5 hours movie. Example. Netflix, that movie is coming. Yesterday I started watching that movie. 1 hour 15 minutes. I felt, kya kar raha hu bhai? Again I stopped that movie. It seems I have to see that movie 3 days. Okay. When we have a time to sit for 3 hours to watch one movie, 3 hours 15 minutes, want to sit in a reading room for 3 hours to 15 minutes to learn one subject, and so much patience for watching the movie. Will you get anything? Zero. Killing the time. But if you learn 3 hours, life, yeah, You can have a bright future, isn't it? Like that movies, any number of movies you can see in the due course of time. Anyway, example. So my contention is, as per the instructions given by someone, we are acting. That is called as instructional control. So who is the promoter means whose name appears in the prospectus or annual returns, or board of directors were acting according to the instructions given by one person, and other one is, of course, professional advice was not there. See, you will come across that word here. Professional capacity. Let me explain this one. Who is the promoter? Section 2, subsection 69. Named. Who has been named as a promoter in the prospectus or identified in the company's annual returns under section 92. Company affairs. Who has the control over the affairs of company, either directly or indirectly, whether as a shareholder, director, or otherwise. For this example today, if you want, Infosys, Narayana Murthy is not a acting CMD, but whenever board meeting is there, he will go and sit honorary invitee. But he is not even director also, honorary invitee. But before the board of directors take a final decision, all will look at him, sir, shall we go for? According to his direction, something is happening there. Is there any freedom for the directors to take? He is also called promoter, right? Another one is instructional or accept professionals in accordance with whose advice, directions or instructions the board of directors of the company is accustomed to act, provided that nothing in this clause shall apply to the person who is acting merely as a professional capacity, like a CA, CMA or a CS or advocate. They give suggestions. Directors will follow A to Z. Doctor gave a prescription. We follow whatever he said. Does not mean he is the promoter. He is rendering the service. That's right. Promoter means these 3 paragraphs you have to buttify, my dear, and repeat and reproduce in the exam. Now, what is importance of a promoter? Why promoter? Promoter is the first person who comes out with a business idea. Gather the minimum subscribers, educate them. This business is most promising business, and convince them, and draft the memorandum, articles of association, file the copies with ROC, see to that company can get a certificate of incorporation, literally theater. That's why no promoter, no company. That's the rule. No promoter, no company. So promoter is the first person who comes out with the business idea and does all the preliminary work for the formation of the company, and see to that company get a certificate of incorporation. He is the literal creator. Now, as a promoter, I am doing everything for company. Literally, I am creating a company. What benefit I will get? Means, what is the consideration to promoter? What benefit I will get? Listen carefully. A promoter can sell his property to company for more than market rate after referring to independent board of director. Means one promoter can sell his own property to company more than market rate. Market rate 1 crore, you may take 2 crores. More than market rate after referring to independent board of director. Means you must not take an abnormal amount, isn't it? There should be some reasonability. Reasonable amount you can take. Undoubtedly you can share that much. Second one is the board of director, nothing but the promoter's remuneration. First one, selling the property. Second one, the promoter of a company can get the rights issue or further issue of the shares at par. At par. Par means nominal value. Tomorrow you may go for public issue with the premium. The difference is going to be considered. I repeat, rights issue shares can be allotted to promoter at par. For example, what is the nominal value of the share? The nominal value of the share is 10 rupees. The promoter got to 10 crores equity shares at the rate of rupees 10, which means they made investment of 100 crores. Tomorrow they go for the public issue. Then this is issued with a premium. What is the premium they took? 90 rupees premium, which means 10 plus 90. Total 100 rupees on application investors has to pay. How much benefit he got now? 10 crores shares into 90 rupees means 900 crores is his concern. Of course, shares given to promoter just 3 years. First 3 years lock-in period will be. Lock-in period. Non-transferable. Must hold it as this for 3 years. Within 3 years, the company fate will be decided, isn't it? First year to survive. Second year, break even. Third year onwards, returns will be there. At any business is 3 years span. The fate can be ascertained whether going to be survive or not, right? And so second one is rights issue at par. Later he may gain the premium amounts. Third one is he may take a commission on paid up capital. What is the paid up capital of a company? Public issue is there. Public issue mobilizer 5,000 crores. Paid up capital 5,000 crores. What is the commission he will get? 2%. 2% of the paid up capital, which means 100 crores. Are you sensing? Commission on the paid up capital with a certain percentage. And lastly, a lump sum amount. You can pay some handful amount as a consideration, 5 crores or 10 crores or 20 crores or 50 crores or based on the size of organization, they can give some cash. Today, remember, promoter need not be shareholder of a company. Today rules are different. Promoter need not be shareholder, need not acquire a single share in that company. Not compulsory. Even without single pie investment also, you can act as a promoter. Today we have a professional promoters are available in the market. They won't make any investment. They will promote your company. They take some money, they will go off. For doing your work, give me some commission. That's the last one. Lump sum amount they will take. Or on paid up capital, some commission you pay to me. That's why promoter need not hold any shares. Not even single pie investment. Professional promoters are available in the market. You can contact them, they will help you out. So this is about promoter. What is the liability of a promoter? Listen carefully, friend. Promoter's liability is unlimited liability. Promoter's liability is unlimited liability. What is unlimited? Joint and several. Several means personally. Director is promoter is personally liable. What does it mean? How do we understand? First of all, why liability will come? I think all of you know preliminary contracts, pre-incorporation contracts, preliminary or pre-incorporation contracts. What does it mean? Before incorporation of a company, what all agreements were made, they were called preliminary contracts. Before incorporation, what are those agreements? Land agreement, lease agreement, building agreement, first managerial persons are appointed, supply of the certain things. Some agreements must have to be signed. There is no company. Agreements are on company's name only. But who is going to sign? Promoter. So on behalf of the promoter, on behalf of the company, the promoter is signing all the preliminary contract. Once the company got a certificate of incorporation, see to that these preliminary contracts are assigned. Assigned means transferred on the company's. Preliminary contracts are between whom? Preliminary contract versus promoter. Preliminary contracts were signed by promoter. Now company got a certificate of incorporation, company came into force. Now company is different, promoters were different. See to that these preliminary contracts are assigned on the company's name. Transfer it. As soon as the company got a certificate of incorporation, call for the first board of directors meeting after the incorporation and pass one resolution transferring all the preliminary contracts on the company's name. If you do remember, this is called novation. Contract Act, remember what is novation? Replacing, substituting new contract in place of old contract in between same party or between different parties. What was the old contract? Promoter versus outsider preliminary contract. Now company came into force. The preliminary contracts are transferred on the company's name. Once these are transferred, now onwards, who is liable? Company. Promoter has no liability. Sir, what if company got a certificate of incorporation, first board meeting is completed, but preliminary contracts were not transferred. Company got a certificate of incorporation, right? Board meetings are conducted, but preliminary contracts were not transferred on the company's name. You remember, after incorporation also, promoter's liability continues. Promoter is held personally, severally liable, but not company. That's why all preliminary contracts should be adopted or assigned on the company's name. In case these were not assigned after incorporation, promoter continuously liable. CS students, remember, application basis are there for you on this. I repeat, a promoter of a company's liability. Promoter's liability is always unlimited. Why so? Between the promoter and the company, there is a fiduciary relationship. Can you remember what is the fiduciary? Trust and confidence. Company believed the promoter. He will promote me. He will incorporate me. He will see to that I will get an existence. So on behalf of company, all agreements were signed by promoter. Now company got incorporated, means it has a separate entity. See to that your preliminary contracts are transferred. Transferred, promoter relieved, released from liability. If the preliminary contracts were not assigned, promoter is personally liable even after incorporation also. Am I clear? For preliminary contracts, outsider can sue the promoter directly. For outsiders, creditor, supplier, anyone is there, they can sue the promoter personally. They will succeed. But remember, no creditor of a company came into force. Can a creditor of a company sue the shareholder of a company? Answer no. As a creditor, you gave loan to whom? Sue the company. Why are you suing me, man? Who are you? Naturally. Company came into force, na? You gave loan to whom? Company. File a case against a company. You have no right against a member. That's why remember, creditors of a company cannot sue the shareholders directly. They will become, in the event of winding up, contributory. They pay money to company. They won't pay to creditors directly. Right? So this is about liability part of the promoter. Fiduciary, FIDUCIARY. Fiduciary means the trust and confidence relation. Right? This is about promoter, guys. Check once these points. Any point to elaborate there, you can ask me. Okay, na? Shall I go ahead? Okay, guys. Now, formation of a company. We are going for incorporation of a company concept. Today, incorporation of a company is a paperless incorporation. No need to submit a single paper. everything is online. You have to go to MCA website, www.mca.gov.in. You can go to that website and you can incorporate. For entire country, for the registration, we have the CRC, Central Registration Center. Earlier, I am registering my company in Hyderabad ROs. I am registering in Bangalore ROs. I am registering Maharashtra, Mumbai ROs. I have to apply. Today, entire India, including Union Territory, wherever company getting incorporated, they have to make an application to CRC, Central Registration Center. Uniform procedures are there today. And again, spicy plus. Earlier only spicy, now it is a spicy plus. Simplified pro forma for incorporation of a company electronically. So it is an online procedure. So you have to follow this one. Before that, some introductions are there. Take it. If you want to start a public company, how many people required? 7. Private company, 2. OPC, 1. What is the purpose of the company? Only for lawful purpose. Obviously, any company incorporated only for a lawful purpose, not for unlawful, illegal, immoral purposes. Lawful purpose. And the types of company, your company may be limited by share, limited by guarantee, unlimited company. What is limited by share? 1 person. Answer. Limited by share. Tell Jyoti. Super. Limited by guarantee? Only one sentence, not I don't want detail with the capital, without capital, not necessary. Just meaning. Yes. Is limited to the extent of amount of guarantee given by the member over the assets of a company. Unlimited company. When there is no limit on the liability of members of a company. Done. So, if you want to start a company, first of all, you have to decide which type of company you wanted to start. Is this OPC, private company, public company, with limited by share, limited by guarantee, or unlimited company? Then, which state you want to start? Should have some clarity. This is basic introduction. Now, according to section 3A, members are severally liable in certain cases. Section 3A, members are severally liable. When the members are liable? In case of a private company, what is the minimum? In case of a public company, minimum 7. On any day, the minimum number of the members were reduced to below the statutory limit. Private company, 2 persons. Public company, 7 persons. On any day, the minimum number of the members were reduced to below the statutory limit. Private company, reduced to 1. Public company, reduced to 6, 5, 4, 3, what all? Knowingly, other members continued the business. You know, as a member, your number of the members were reduced to below the statutory limit. Originally, as a member, what you should have done? Take proper steps how to increase the number to minimum. Rather, you continued the operations for more than 6 months. You continued the operations for more than 6 months. Assume, as on the 30th June 2022, you came to know your number was reduced to below the statutory limit. Continued operations till date means more than 6 months, almost 7 months. After 6 months, means from January onwards, if any liability arises, For that, the member who is responsible for continuing these operations is the liability become unlimited liability. I repeat, generally illegal association, one concept is there. Illegal association. Anytime if the word is that illegal association, this meaning you remember. On any day, the minimum number of the members were reduced to below the limit 2 to 1 or 7 to 6. Or maximum number of the members exceeded the ceiling prescribed by law. What is the maximum in case of a private company? 200. On any day it was exceeded the 200. Knowingly, members were continued operations more than 6 months, then members' liability become unlimited liability. Am I making sense? Another one is when objective of the business has become illegal. When object of the business has become illegal, you know that objective is illegal. How could you continue business? Should you have taken proper steps to alter the objective clause and to do the legal business? Instead of that, you continued this business. Then that members are going to be personally, severally liable. Right? Unlimited liability according to section 3A. Verify that. The minimum requirement of the members for the formation of a company. If at any time the number of the members of a company is reduced below the 2, and in case of a private company below 2, and in case of a public company below 7, and the company carries on business for more than 6 months, while the number of the members is so reduced, then every person who is a member of the company during this time carry on the business after those 6 months and is cognizant of the fact that it is carrying the business for less than the 2 or 7, and since severally liable, that is a personal liability for the payment of the whole debts of the company contracting during that time, and may be severally sued therefore. Severally means personally they were liable but not a company. So on any day number of the members were reduced to below the statutory limit, means you have to take a proper steps to increase the number, but you can't continue your operations. In case continued for more than 6 months, officer who is in default or member who is responsible for continuing is going to be personally liable. Clear? Now death of all the members. What will happen? Already told you yesterday, perpetual succession. Company is having a separate legal entity as well as perpetual existence. What is the perpetual existence? Continuous existence, day by day existence, year after year existence. Members of the company may come and go, directors of the company may come and go, but the company go for indefinite period of time. Company's life is neither dependent on shareholder nor any managerial persons of a company. Even death of all the members of a company will not affect the company, because until incorporation only, company dependent on promoter. Once the company got a certificate of incorporation, company is having a separate legal entity distinct from members. Company's AGM going on, annual general meeting. Every person who got a direct or indirect contact with the company are physically present. Due to one bomb blast or short circuit of a power, all died. Is there any death to company? Who died, man? Shareholder died. As per the Indian Successions Act, the legal heirs will become the members of a company. Only one exception is if all the members of the family died. Exceed the shareholder, in our company, 10 shareholders are there. All 10 shareholders died. No problem. Family members are there. As per succession law, they become the members, they can run the show. In our company, 10 members are there. We called for family get together. Every person who got a relationship with that family, all family members are present. wife or husband or children or grandfather or grandson or family definition is there, right? All are present. With the bomb blast, all died. Now no one left. Then close the company. Then close it. Until that, we have no right. Otherwise, who is going to claim now? No one. No legal heir. All dead. Will it happen any time? I don't think so. One or other person will be there somewhere. Distant relative will come. But a rare phenomenon. But it happen also. No then only close it. Otherwise, death also won't affect the company. The separate entity concept. See there? Company cannot end automatically. The most distinguishing feature of the company is its being a separate entity from its shareholders and promoters who form it. This lends the suitability and perpetuality to the company form of the business organization. In short, the company is brought into existence by the process of law, can be terminated or wound up or brought to an end only by a process of law. I told this line as a company is created by law, company is cremated by law. If you want to create a company, there is a procedure. If you want to wind up a company, there is a procedure. I want to incorporate a company, section 3, section 7, 2 sections are. If I want to close the company, section 433 is there. I have to follow some procedures. Follow that procedure, you can wind up. That's why person come and go won't affect a company. That's why. And finally, if the life is not impacted by the death or insolvency, retirement of any or all of the shareholders or the directors. Transfer of the shares, provisions for the transferability or transmission of the share helps to preserve the perpetual existence of the company by following the constitution and identity of the shareholders to change. Nothing but a person died. What is the difference between the transfer and the transmission? Time being, we remember, we have a chapter later. I am selling the shares. You are buying the shares. Transfer. Transmission. Shareholder died. His shares are transferred on the legal heir's name. Transmission. Transfer for consideration. Transmission without consideration. Time being, you remember, we'll take up in the juice. Now guys, incorporation of a company according to section 7. What are the documents to be filed? A little bit patiently we have to listen guys these words and see to that wherever necessary. You keep writing some running notes. I am not doubting your integrity and you are all equal to maybe Swami Vivekananda. You are all at par with Vivekananda, but I am not like that. I am a common person. My memory is very poor. Hi, how are you, my dear? What's your name? Amma? Likita. Good name. Hi. So I'm introducing. I'm not saying anything. Are you comfortable? Pakka? Okay. No. But day 1 class maybe sometime mismatching here and there. That's why I'm asking. Chalo guys, listen carefully. Go through once. Documents. The list of the documents are mentioned in this chapter in the due course of time we come across and certificate of incorporation and a PAN. It should be the capital letter PAN both. It should be like this. Yeah. The registration on the basis of documents or incorporation filed with the registrar. All the documents and issued certificate of incorporation. Certificate of incorporation according to INC 11. Remember. Certificate of incorporation according to INC 11 E-form. INC means incorporation. E-forms are right. And the certificate of incorporation according to shall mention the PAN number of a company if it is issued by the income tax department before. SIN. What is the SIN? Here. Corporate identification number. Do you remember? SIN will be allotted after the incorporation of a company, but not before incorporation. First, we have to get a certificate of incorporation, then apply to ROC, and he will give the allotment of the SIN. SIN consists of the 21 digits number, and we are going to discuss that point down, verify. SIN is the 21 digits number, and you can see any company's SIN, you come across these clarifications. How this is, the number of the ITC Limited, ITC number is like this. L 16,005 WB 1910 PLC 001985. This is the number. In any SIN number, if the word number starts with either L or E. L means listed company, U means unlisted company. That's the first clue you will understand. You see any company's SIN number, it starts with U, which means unlisted company. It starts with L, which means listed. First clarity will get. And second, 5 digits are industry code. Their industry is the tobacco company. So that tobacco code is this one, 16,005. Cement industry, textile industry, pharma industry, some codes were given by Government of India. That code they have to mention. Next one is WB, nothing but a West Bengal. Where the register office is situated, which state? This is the state code where West Bengal, W stands for West Bengal, ITC Limited registered office is situated in West Bengal. So, state. Next one is 1910, year of incorporation. In every company's SIN, if you see the 4 digits number after the state, that is in which year it got incorporated. Next one, PLC. PLC is their public company. PTC is their private company. So by seeing that PLC is there, hey, public company, man. PTC is there, private company, right? And PLC stands for public company, PTC stands for private company. Another one is last 6 digits, nothing but a registration number. So first one, you have to see URL. Second one is meant for which it is industry code. Next one, state code. Next one, year of incorporation. Next one is PTC or PLC or PTC. And finally, registration number. So 21 digits were displayed like this. Like a vehicle number. When you see one vehicle number, what do you say? Hey, this is Tamil Telangana or AP or West Bengal, Karnataka, Maharashtra. By seeing the beginning only, will say, hey, Maharashtra registration, man. Karnataka registration, Goa registration, we are able to see. Second one, AP 29 is there. 29 stands for Uppal. AP means Andhra Pradesh, United Andhra Pradesh. 29 means Uppal RTO. And second one is, because my vehicle number I am telling. Otherwise, I don't know much. Otherwise, sometimes you can say AP 9, AP 9K. 9 means Hyderabad. I know only these two. Remaining, I don't know. Because both the vehicles got registered here, that's why. By seeing that, familiarity will be there, easily one can access it. Which state, which place, and you will understand. Here also, if you see the number, you understand clearly which type of a business they are doing, listed company, unlisted company, year of incorporation, then private company, public company, which state it is. You need not go through the memorandum articles of association. By seeing the number only, one can understand. SIN number 21 digits, right? Tell me what are the bifurcation here? URL, listed or unlisted. Second one, industry code. Third one, state code. And fourth one, year of incorporation. And fourth one, private or public. Public means PLC, private means PTC. And finally, registration number. Last 6 digits the registration number. Tomorrow I will ask these points again. Please, you have to answer, my dear. And now verify penal provisions are there. Nothing but at the time of incorporation of a company. At the time of incorporation of a company, as a promoter, if I file misleading information, false information, untrue statement, concealment of the fact, information was not properly revealed. I gave the false information, misleading information, untrue statements were filed in order to get a certificate of incorporation. It was caught. Then what could be the punishment? There is the two types of punishments are there. This word you need not write. Just in 447 you remember. These are not necessary. Right? You can have the two types of punishment. Huge amount of the fraud is there, first part. Nominal amount of the fraud is there, second part. This is the part 1. This is the part 2. Huge amount of the fraud, part 1. What is the penalty here? Verify. 3 months means 6 months jail. Minimum 6 months jail. Because by giving a false information, misleading information, untrue statement, I got a certificate of incorporation. Then officer who is in default can be jailed for at least 6 months, which may extend to 10 years. Not less than 6 months, not exceeding 10 years. Jail. And means both. And what is the penalty? An amount equal to 100% of the amount of the fraud. You cheated the public by giving a false information. How much fraud we have done? Fraud is 1,000 crores. 1,000 crores of fine. 100% amount equal to fraud. Which that's a minimum. What's the maximum? Which may extend to 3 times of the actual fraud. What was the fraud amount? 1,000 crores. 1,000 into 3, 3,000 crores. Aggressive punishment. Minimum 6 months jail, which may extend to 10 years, and an amount equal to fraud or 3 times of the fraud. Both. And means both. Jail as well as this. Here one exceptional point is, if the public interest is involved. What is the meaning of a public interest? Listen carefully. When public are substantially interested. When public are substantially interested. What does it mean? Hindustan Unilever Limited, HUL. Day-to-day life, in our day-to-day life, 9 products of that company we are using. So public are substantially interested in that company. That company must not adopt any unfair practices. Misleading advertisements, false information must not be given. If such a company gave the misrepresentation or false information, etc., then what could be the jail? 3. When public interest is there, jail is 3 years. When public interest is not there, minimum 6 months. Public interest is there, minimum 3 years. It starts from 3 years, which may extend to 10 years. I repeat, when the amount of the fraud involved, some people are there, they incorporate a company only to cheat or defraud the creditors of the company. Myself is a promoter of a company. You are all the members of a company. We don't want to do any business. We want to give the show put up and issue the brochures and communicate to the society that we are doing a business and borrow loans and advances from banks and financial institutions. No intention to repay. No intention to repay means I gave the false information, misleading information, untrue statements to the ROC and money was mobilized and cheated the society. Huge amount of the fraud, 100 crores, 1,000 of the crores of fraud happened. Then the penalty minimum 6 months, which may extend to 10 years. And fine amount equal to fraud or amount maybe maximum is 3 times of the fraud. When public interest involved, 6 months, 3 years is the minimum jail. This is the huge amount of the fraud is there. When minor amount of the fraud is there, now see, when nominal amount, say 1,000 rupees, 5,000 rupees, or 1 lakh, 1 crore, based on the size. Your turnover is 10,000 crores and 1 crore fraud, not a big deal. For that aggressive, I need not punish you for them. See here, yeah, fraud amount is lower of, this is important word, lower of either 10 lakhs or 1% of the turnover. 10 lakhs, 1% of the turnover is the 5 lakhs, whichever is the lower, 5 lakhs. 10 lakhs or 1% of the turnover, 15 lakhs, 10 lakhs. The penalty would be either 10 lakhs or 1% of the turnover, and means both. What is the jail here? When public interest is not involved, imprisonment 5 years. When public interest is there, 50 lakhs fine, and both sometimes can be used. And this is about penal provisions, and 447 repeatedly will come in the due course of time. We are going to face this word 447. Even when you come to final also, these penal provisions will follow you. Unless there is no change in the definition, this is the penal provisions. What is the second minimum money? See there, first one is 10 lakh rupee or 1% of the turnover, whichever is the lower and does not involve a public interest. The punishment could be imprisonment 5 years, and or the fine may be 50 lakhs or sometimes both as amended, right? Chalo, continue. Learn this point. Important. We come across in the due course of time. Always remember. Where prospectus, especially when you read the prospectus chapter, when there is untrue statement, misleading statement is there, what could be the punishment? 447. We won't explain repeatedly these words again and again, just we may remind you, but you have to recollect these points. Okay? 447 means you speak on that, and we will discuss whenever necessary. This point will be elaborated again for you, right? And now guys, this is the false information, misleading information. Right now. Now CRC, Central Registration Center for incorporation of a company today. Spicy plus. These are all informations, and we will directly go with the points, my dear. If I want to go for registration of the name, first I have to go for run. What is run? Reserve unique name. Reserve unique name. For that I have to apply to CRC. Go to MCA website. Choose the name. How many names? At least one. Maximum 6 names. Pay the fees. And it is valid for how many days? Valid for only 20 days. Once the name is allotted, means reserved, it has to be used within 20 days. Unable to use. Unable to use. Extension is there. 1,000 rupees if you pay, extended will be another 20 days. Extension would be another 20 days. Original 20 days is there first, plus extension 20 days, altogether 40 days. Still not used. Still you want more time. Do one thing, now pay 2,000 rupees. First I got a 20 days. Already 20 days I got. Now additional extension would be another 20 days. Altogether 6 days. Later, no extension. Sir, I know our company got incorporated. My name got registered. Within the 20 days, I have to start using that name. Not possible. Pay 1,000, extension 20 days. Not possible. Pay 2,000, another 20 days. Within the 60 days, must and should, you have to use. Use means to get a certificate of incorporation. Right? Sir, name got registered under run. Validity for only 20 days. I know what will happen next 20 days because I know the conditions which are prevailing. 20 days, it won't happen. I want straight away 40 days extension. Direct 40 days. I don't want to pay to 1000, 2000 like this. Straight 40 days I want. What should I do? Pay 3000. Straight pay 3000. We'll get the 40 days. Total 6. No worry, na. Otherwise, every time I have to check 20 days are over or not. 3000 is not a big amount from company point of view. Ordinarily, we can think 2 times. Company point of view, not a big deal. Already company got a reserved the name. 20 days time is there. As there itself, you pay another 3000 rupees. From the date of name registered, I got a 60 days, means 2 months time. I can see to that remaining formalities can be completed. My company name can get a registered with ROC. These are the new provisions. Okay. This is what is the abbreviation forms are there here. I think those forms verify now. The due course again will come across. PAN account, I think all of you know. Second one, TDS deduction account. EPF, Employees Provident Fund Organization. Employees State Insurance Corporation in case of ESI. Justin, nothing but a GST identification number. Then DIN, Directors Identification Number. SIN, Corporate Identification Number. And the directors must have the digital signature certificate, nothing but a e-signature. And now, what are the features of the Spicy Plus? In the Spicy Plus, directly I am going for incorporation steps. 1.2, okay, I will come to this point later. Now we see incorporation stages. In the examination, incorporation of a company, explain the steps involved means so all these points we have to state. First step is the reservation of the name. Already I told you. Run. Under run, you have to register your name with the CRC. Unique, reserve the unique name for 20 days by using the Spicy Plus INC 32 application on a MCA website, which may either be approved or rejected as the case may be by the registrar, Central Registration Center, after allowing the resubmission within the 15 days for the ratification of the defects any. I have submitted the name. My proposing company's name must not be too similar to another existing company. Registrar is having objection. My application got rejected. He said, with the needful modifications, you resubmit. From the date of rejection, within the 15 days, I have to resubmit the form for the consideration. Fine. Here, step 2, the following ways it is there. What are the following documents within the next 20 days? Name got registered now. Within the 20 days, you should use the name, means certificate of incorporation. For that, what I have to submit? First one, INC 32 Spicy Plus. That is incorporation certified by CA, CS, CMA, advocate. What does that mean? The information given while incorporating the company, information filed with ROC online is true and fair. It is not a false information, misleading information. There is no concealment. Any one of these professionals, either CA, CMA, CS or practicing advocate, has to give the signature. Is signed means above information is true. If it is wrong, he is also guilty. He is also punishable there along with others. Second one, INC 33, E-Memorandum of Association. Table A, Table B, Table C, Table D, Table E. 5 tables are there. Any one table you can adopt. Another one is INC 34, E, Articles of Association. Nothing but Table F, G, H, I, J. 5 tables are there. Adopt any one table. And INC 35, verify application for the Justin GST identification number, and ESI plus EPF plus professional tax, registration, opening of the bank account under the Shops and Establishments Act registry. See, with one application, see how many permissions we are getting, and one is the GST number you are getting. ESI number is there, EPF number is there, professional tax number, as well as bank account details you can open directly, and plus under Shops and Establishment Act for the doing the business registration compulsory. With one form you get a different permissions and approval will be automatically, right? Shall we go for next? Next one is INC 9, declaration submitted by each subscriber to the memorandum and each of the first director named in the articles. Private company 2 persons, public company 7 persons, and OPC 1 person has to sign. Directors, private company 2 director, public company 3 director, OPC 1 director has to sign. Their details, especially members' point of view, proof of identity. Proof of identity. What is our proof of identity? Aadhaar. Aadhaar has to be there, otherwise fake information. You are giving them a public company, 7 members are there. 7 members proof of identity. Enclose. Aadhaar. If Aadhaar is clicked, our details organization can access. Who are the members? What is their personal data they can get. And other one is DIR 12 and DIR 2. Nothing but a director's written consent. I would like to appoint you as a director. You must give the written consent. And the particulars of the first directors of the company and interest in the other firms of body corporates along with his consent to act as a director of the company. Nothing but no person can be a director for more than 20 companies. While giving the declaration consent, you must declare that I don't have any conflict of interest. Can I be director for both ICICI and Axis Bank? Conflict of interest, na? Both are rivals in the market. No guarantee. I want to misuse the confidential information of the one bank with another bank. Even I have integrity, other people will ask, what's going on in that bank? They say, I say, no. Then why you do here? What for you are here? Resign and go. People won't appreciate it because I'm there both the places. Though I have integrity, people won't admit. They say, you have to tell. One or other. Once committed, na, gone. To conflict of interest. And other one is the registration fees based on the paid up capital. Remember, sorry, nominal capital. Based on the nominal capital, authorized capital, registration fees we have to pay. INC 22. What is INC 22? Registration and certificate, registered office address. Registered office address. Let me put this point this way. Company can get a certificate of incorporation according to INC 11 with registered office, without registered office. Remember, today facility is there. Company may get a certificate of incorporation either with the registered office, without a registered office. With the registered office, we are incorporating, we have our own building, papers are there, apply along with the registration only. Our lease agreement is already registered. For a 30 years building we have taken for the lease on company's name, address is there, apply. No issue at all. And other one is without registered office. Can a company get a certificate of incorporation without a registered office? Answer is yes, but what is the procedure? At the time of incorporation, you have to give the corresponding address. First, give corresponding address. Out of all the directors of a company, at least one director must be person resident in India. My company, how many directors are there? 15. 14 directors are foreign directors. Only one director is person resident in India. Yes, permitted. Law permits. At least one. He is called a resident director. Once you are given the resident director position, you have a residential address in India. You have a residential place, na? Your own house. You have your own house or rented a house, your address is there. That address is going to be corresponding address. So first of all, you have to give the corresponding address, because ROC want to communicate. Where should he communicate? It should be one place, na, corresponding address. Then from the date of incorporation of a company, within the 15 days, you have to communicate to registrar where the register office is situated. Your company got a certificate of incorporation on the 1st January 2024 without a registered office. Excellent. Within the 15 days, communicate to registrar where the register office is situated with a proof of address. What is the proof of address? Property papers, lease agreement, otherwise utility bills, electricity bill, otherwise the water bill, any some evidence is there on the company's name, produce. Then within the 30 days of incorporation, ROC will send a person for verification. If verification is done, your registration is valid. If within the 30 days means 31st January, verification should happen. If the verification not happened, registration will automatically get cancelled. I repeat, today law permits a company may get a certificate of incorporation even without registered office. For that, what company has to do? Correspondence address we have to produce with ROC. From the date of incorporation of the company, within the 15 days, inform to ROC where the register office is situated. Within the 30 days of incorporation, ROC will send a person for verification. Am I clear? So, this is about documents to be filed with ROC. A company may furnish the verification of its registered office, INC 32, spicy plus at the time of incorporation, if we have a registered office. And other one is, if we don't have registered office, INC 22 has to be filed with ROC within 30 days of incorporation. Amendment is, this is 15 days. Change of the registered office is 30 days time. Incorporation point of view, 15 days. So, fine. Verification within 30 days. Done? Okay, guys. This is for the day. We see the remaining points in the next class. Thank you, guys. No, though notes is on the screen, I advise you please write some points. The running notes really helps you sometime while preparing at home. That may be handy.